Hey everyone, like I said in my last video, this will be the review of The Girl in the Spider Web. So, first things first, this is this movie is based off of a book series, not by the original author, because from my understanding this is the fourth out of the five books, and the original uh, trilogy of movies were based off of the original three that were filmed in Sweden. Uh, then a few years later, the Americans decided to make their own version, and from my understanding, they did what the Swedish people did, which was do the first two off the first two books, but then they decided to, for some reason, skip the third book and go straight to the fourth one, from my understanding. So there's that. Also, if you go see the movie and you've never seen the first two, if you have a general idea of what the movie is about and what the main character is about, then really you don't have to really worry about about seeing the other two, because, like I said, as long as you have like a general idea, then you're fine. Um, and that goes for anybody that has like maybe seen trailers or did some research or whatever. So, anyways, um, pretty much this movie is about how at the very beginning, uh, both of the main actress played by Claire Foy, which I'm just gonna, because I forget the character's name that she plays. She's the main character, but of the movie. But I'm just gonna call her Claire just because it's easier to remember. Say, so Claire, she is a type of woman that goes after people that are that can't take care of themselves, that are being abused by like men or women, doesn't matter, and corruption and stuff like that. So, in the very beginning, they show her and her sister as little kids. I would say, actually, I shouldn't say little kids, more like close to teenagers, like around that, about that age, like somewhere between 11 and 13 ish, give or take an age or two. Um, anyways, and the father is a douchebag. He is the type of guy that will molest his daughter, and which he did. They didn't show that, but they implied it. Um, anyways, so at the one point, the Claire's character tries to escape with her sister, but just as they're about to uh, jump out or leave, or jump out a window, um, the father says, "Come here," and uh, Claire's character says no, and then but the sister decides to go to the father, and then Claire's character decides to jump out the window because, well, she doesn't want to be molested, and she'd rather be on the run than be molested, so which I think most women would in her situation. So jump ahead. If you've seen the trailer of a guy being strung up on by a rope or a wire or something like that, then you know what that part is. So, and this is warning. This is going to be spoiling. So, I said this in my last one, but there is going to be some spoilers. Um, so, one of the she ends up getting hired by this guy who the guy that plays him was actually in the movie Logan. He was the bald guy, British bald guy, gray skin, very tall, skinny. Um, Sorry, and was also in The Big Bang Theory for a few episodes. When Amy Farrah Fowler wanted to decide when Amy Farrah Fowler and Sheldon decided to break up, and she dated this tall, skinny dude with glasses, same guy. Anyways, back to the story in hand. Um, he hires Claire's character to steal uh, his program back so that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, because it's something to do with nuclear weapons and being able to control all of them all over the world. So she ends up being able to do that, but while doing this, an American operative sees this, tries to stop it, but can't, and because of that, he ends up triangulating. I probably said that wrong, but anyways, what area she is, and he decides to fly over to try to get it back. Um, Meanwhile, back in, I believe it's supposed to be Sweden, or somewhere. Anyways, Claire's character ends up at her, I don't know whether you call it a apartment or a warehouse or whatever, but place that she's staying. Anyways, people come, they end up stealing it and destroying her place. And because of that, that stops her from delivering the program back to the creator. And then because of that, he goes to the police for protection. He goes to a place that ends up not being safe in the end. Claire finds him, and let's just say things are awry. Overall, at some point, the head of F, no, the FBI version of where they were, I was gonna say, they she is ends up being one of the head bad guys, or bad women, and we find out later that Claire's character's sister is actually still alive, and is the one that's sent people to get the program to do all this stuff. Eventually, the American operative that has come over to wherever Claire is, they end up start working together with this tech guy, and action pursues, and obviously, and there's a kid involved. The guy from the Big Bang Theory that was also in Logan, he ends up getting killed, and his son witnesses this, and this is at the safe house, and Claire sees him, and then he ends up being kidnapped because of, I think, Claire getting drugged or something. Anyways, overall, great movie. Highly recommend it. Cool stuff was there's this scene where Claire goes back to her. Claire's character goes back to her home, and the tech guy and the American operative are like, he's telling him where to shoot, or clicking on people to where to shoot, and then he starts sniping them, and it looks so cool. There's a part that's also, I believe, in the trailer that they do twice, but this second time is a little bit more intensive, where Claire's character is wrapped around in this, like, what looks like a plastic bag, but like tougher in a way, and they're sucking the air out, so it's hard to breathe, and the space gets tighter and tighter and tighter to the point where it's just hard to move, period. And then the sister, like, opens a slit, so then she can breathe a little bit. Claire's character can breathe, but then, like, after, like, talking and doing evil stuff, she ends up using some candle wax to seal it back up, and I'm like, that's evil genius shit. Pardon my language. Anyways, great movie, highly recommend it. Like I said before, you don't need to see the first one to see the second one. There will be no intro for this one. So whenever you watch this, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and see you all next time. Bye-bye.